Hi, I'm Shannon Doyle, and I'm the owner and principal broker here at Eugene Realty Group. And I wanted to create just a quick little video to explain the cost that a seller incurs when they are thinking about selling their home. And I like to say right up front that usually what happens when you're thinking about selling your home, you would have a real estate agent come over and they would give you a little market analysis and give you an idea of what your home is likely to sell for. And when they do that, they can create for you an estimated net sheet. So what that would be is we would take what seems to be likely the different costs that would be involved. Every escrow is a little bit different. We don't know what kind of repairs maybe are going to come up during the negotiation period with the buyer. So sometimes they ask you for a credit and sometimes they want you to do repairs, and we never know for sure how much that's going to be, and we kind of estimate the taxes and some of the other fees. So basically it's just an estimate, but it should be pretty close at least to give you a ballpark idea. And basically what happens is you'll have, whatever sales price you negotiate with the buyer, that will be a credit to you. And then sometimes you have some taxes that you paid and you're going to actually get some of that back. So sometimes you have a couple of other credits that go in there. And then anything that becomes a cost during the process of the escrow, that becomes a debit. And so what they do at the end, the title company, they take all the credits and they minus off the debits, and then what's left becomes your net. And then they can wire that to you or straight into your bank account, or they can give you a check at the very end, and off you go and once it closes. So what's great about being a seller is that all of the fees pretty much are not due, no costs are incurred until the very end of the entire escrow. And for most folks, it's really not anything out of pocket, it's just coming out of your net proceeds from the sale. So that's kind of nice, just a nice thing for the seller. The buyers have to come up with earnest money and things like that right up front, so it's a little bit different when you're the seller. So basically the only cost that you may incur kind of right up front is kind of in the inspection period. So perhaps if you've got well and septic, you may have to pay to have those things inspected. And any repairs you negotiate with the buyer, sometimes they'll want a credit instead of having you repair things. And if you give them a credit, that's going to just come up at the end, so that'll come out of your net proceeds. If you negotiate repairs with them, probably you will have to get those repairs done and actually pay for them at that point. So that would be the only thing that might be out of pocket before the very end of the escrow. And so you'll have an opportunity to negotiate all that with the buyer. And as I said up front, this is where we come up with an estimate up front, but we're never quite sure until you kind of get through the process to really know exactly how things go. Every buyer's a little different, every property's different, and every seller situation's just a little bit different. So once you kind of get all the way to the end, what happens is the escrow company will create a closing statement, and that's basically your net sheet really. So they're going to take all the credits, and then what are going to likely be debits are, for one, your existing mortgage. That's got to get paid off. And one thing a lot of folks don't think about is you not only have your payoff amount, but usually interest is paid in arrears, meaning when you make your payment, the actual interest for the month moving forward actually gets paid the next month. So that usually there's just like one extra lag payment that's in there, so that's got to get paid. Then there are some title and escrow fees. So when you bought the home, the seller provided you clear and free and clear title is what we call it. So they provided you clear title, and they provided you with a title insurance policy that insures that free and clear title. Well, now it's your turn when you sell the home, and so you'll have to buy what's called an owner's title policy, and this is on behalf of your buyer. So that's basically another escrow and title fee that'll be in there. There are realtor fees, and so unfortunately we don't work for free. So the realtor fees are part of what happens, and so usually that is a percentage of the purchase price that you negotiate right up front with the real estate agent that sells your home. And just to be clear about that, some folks don't fully understand this. Basically, whatever that percentage is, we usually split that. So there's going to be an agent that represents you as a seller, and there's going to be another agent that represents the buyer. And usually whatever that percentage is, we don't get the whole thing, so we split that just, so that you know how that works. Let's see, there's going to be title policies, escrow fees, realtor fees, and there's going to be prorated taxes. So depending on what time of year it is, sometimes you're going to get a credit, sometimes you're going to owe, and so that will all get added in there. There's a little recording fee when they take the deed down to the county to get it recorded, and basically those are all the fees that are involved and kind of when they are likely to come up through the whole process. So if we can answer any questions for you, if there's anything I didn't explain clearly or you have some additional questions, feel free to reach out to us. We've got a really great team of agents here at Eugene Realty Group, and any one of us would be happy to answer any questions that you have. You can call or text us at 541-461-9999. Thanks so much.